Hi guys, Paul Pluter channel. Today I'm doing paid reviews. This is AP34. And before I start the review, let's do a quick wristwatch check because I did invent the wristwatch check on YouTube. I'm the one who invented it. Not a rodent. No, it was ArchieLuxury. There we go. What am I wearing today? Well, I'm wearing a Daytona. Some say it's a black dial, some say it's blue. Maserati blue. Okay, let's have a talk. This is a paid review, AP34. This is from Miles, and let's have a bit of a read. This is an interesting review. Hi Archie, I've been watching your channel for the past few months and love your content. After watching all those other shady, deceitful fuckers on YouTube who try to palm you off with shitters, it is refreshing to have someone like you who knows their stuff and tells it as it is. I need your advice, Archie, and you are the man to go to. I've sent you money via PayPal and look forward to your response. I'm 34 years old, live in the UK, fairly new to the watch world, coming like you from a lower middle class background and never having the money to buy expensive wristwatches. Over the last few years, life's been good. I bought a house, had a family, and got money in the bank. So last year I decided to buy myself my first expensive, not luxury watch, which was a ARCHIE'S. I subsequently bought a Seiko SARB 033 as my work watch and a Seiko SKX 007 as a beta watch for when I have to fix my car or stuff my hand down a shitty drain pipe, which is probably the best use for this piece of shit watch. The Seikos are shitters. I know you do not enjoy the ARCHIE'S, and as a newbie to watches, I thought it was the bollocks. I now know that Rolex is the only place to go, and I need your advice for my first Rolex. I'm looking for a Submariner, Rolex Submariner 16610 pre-ceramic, ideally a later model, 2009, with a super luminova, solid end links, and the Rohert engraved chapter ring. This is going to be my first proper watch which I can wear for all occasions, and I intend on keeping this for the rest of my life. I'm not someone who flips watches, and if I make a purchase like this, it's going to be for life. But I'm also aware that life has a habit of shitting on you sometimes from a great height, which forces you to sell stuff just to live. So I want a watch which is an investment, and I won't lose any money if the worst happens and I need to sell it. As this will be my first Rolex, I would prefer to buy from a reputable dealer who has authenticated the watch and has box and papers. My problem is I don't know how much I should be paying for this Submariner. Pre-owned prices have gone ridiculous over the last year, and I, like you, want bang per buck. UK dealer pieces for a 2009, my ideal model, with box and papers, are constantly around £7,000. My first question is, should I be paying £7,000 for this Submariner, or are the UK dealers trying to fleece me by cashing in on the massive Rolex price increase? I don't want to pay this only to discover in a few years' time that pre-owned prices drop. Secondly, do you think that pre-owned prices for this model will drop? I'm more than happy to wait if you think this will happen. Thirdly, how much should I be paying for a 2009 sub from a dealer? I'm happy to haggle for a good price, but need to know what I should be paying. Finally, do you have any recommendations for good dealers in the UK? I appreciate your advice on this, Archie, and keep up the good work. Kind regards, Miles. Okie dokie. Well, thank you, Miles. You've come to the right place. Look, I definitely agree with you. It's good to see you coming in, 34. It's a little bit late, but better late than never. You started off with an ARCHIE'S. Yes, that's a piece of fucking shit. You bought a Seiko SARB 033, another piece of fucking shit. Then you bought another piece of fucking shit, a Seiko SKX 007. You shouldn't be wearing any watch if you're doing beta work, putting your hand down a drain. Take the fucking thing off. Okay, let's have a look here at what you're wanting to do. You want to get a pre-ceramic Submariner, a 16610. I've owned that model before. I've owned a number of Submariners. I currently, although today I'm wearing my Daytona, I do currently have a two-tone bluesy. I was after a similar thing. I wanted pre-ceramic. I actually wanted two-tone. You wanted the steel one. I wanted the V, the last of the last, with the Rohart box papers, etc. Now, let's have a bit of a talk here. So you're covering a lot of ground with this question. Look, for starters, Rolex Submariners are very, very, very hot. They are incredibly hot at this point in time. It's like anything in life. We don't know what the future holds. We honestly don't know. I gotta be, completely honest with you there. There is, I never make guarantees about what's happening with the market. It's no one ever 100% knows. I don't know if I'll be alive tomorrow, yet alone making guaranteed price estimates on luxury watches. My own opinion is more than likely the Submariners, particularly a 16610, a nice condition one, really will not fall. Okay, this is in my own opinion. A dealer, of course, would want to buy it back cheaper, but you get that. I think realistically the prices should be pretty stable. Unfortunately, that model, highly sought after, highly in demand, and I really think if you are after a bang per buck, I would possibly buy another model of Rolex. Look, as far as these watches go, the best advice I can give you is jump on chrono24.com. Chrono24 is it's a website where dealers from all around the world sell wristwatches. Chrono24 prices tend to be the best price guide. eBay seems to be a little bit fishy, but I find Chrono24 to be pretty damn good. Look, it sounds like you've really done your homework and you know what you're chasing. My honest advice is there is no guarantees. It could all collapse tomorrow. We could get whacked by the moon and suddenly there's 25 hours in the day instead of, who the fuck knows what's going to happen. More than likely things won't change, and I would say the Submariner is a fantastic watch to get. Fantastic. What would I do? So let's have a look at this. You want to buy a sub. Okay, I would say, this is what I would say. First thing I would say is you want to buy Rolex Steel Sports. That's what I would be looking into. I wouldn't just say it's got to be a Submariner 16610. It's got to be that's just getting too fucking exact. Okay, so I would say it's got to be Rolex Steel Sports. Now let's have a look at this here. The Submariners, look, there are many good dealers. I don't buy from the UK. I'm in Australia, so I deal with Australian dealers. And I would say if you're in America, deal with American dealers. If you're in the United Kingdom, deal with UK dealers. The best advice I can give you is to go on Chrono24 and have a look. £7,000. Well, for the best of the best, that's kind of where they are going. They are not a cheap watch. Rolex is not a cheap brand of wristwatch to buy. They are not cheap. Obviously, if you get the 166 10 if you were to say, well, okay, open up your search a bit, and said, right, you would take a 90s one. You know, you're going to have a lot more pieces to choose from. The best advice, you must get one on a bracelet. That would be my high recommendations there. Look, as far as the £7,000 go, for the best of the best, that's how it is. The dealers, you're not going to get it. I don't think anywhere in the world Rolex would really be that cheap. Rolex is what it is. So let's get into the meat of this. I'd be more broader. Okay, I think you're going in about it the wrong way. It's got to be a 2009. If you're going in like that, you're very, very picky. Fuck. You know, that's just. I think you've got to be a bit more flexible. It's a good choice, but you're just pinning it down too much there. I personally would say Rolex Steel Sports. That's the way I would go. I think you're better off. Personally, if money is a bit tight, I would go no date Steel Sports Rolex. So you could go Air King. Okay, that's a great choice. You could go Explorer 1. Explorer 1, 39 mil. Or you could go Milgauss. So those there would be that'd be significantly cheaper than having to get a 16610V serial number, okay? That's what I would be. I'd be looking around at that. I think the Sub is a great watch, but those other pieces are also very cool. They would be significantly cheaper. They'd be a fair bit cheaper. The other, if you said, well, hang on a minute, I really want the date function, the Explorer 2. The Explorer 2 in 40 mil would have to be the bargain in the sports date range there. So then you say, well, actually, I really want a Sub. Well, if you're going to be so picky, beggars can't be choosers, fuckers. Beggars can't be choosers. So if you're going to be so set, you've got to pay the fucking money or fuck off. Simple as that. Okay, so let's have a look here. My first question is, should I be paying $7,000 for this Sub? Well, that's supply and demand. It's economics. It's economics. You've got to really do they are expensive. Rolex is expensive. That is, I would jump on Chrono and do your homework. It sounds like you've done a fair bit of homework. Or are the UK dealers trying to fleece by cashing in on the massive? Well, it's supply and demand. Okay, I don't want to pay this only to discover in a few years' time that the pre-owned price. Well, fuck me dead. You know, why don't you go on living your shitty fucking life in your fucking lower middle class suburb with your fucking Oris? I mean, fuck me dead. How do I know what the fuck is going to happen in a few years' time? Fuck. No one knows that. No one knows that. I think personally, you just make the best informed decision at the time. So there is no fucking guarantees, sunshine. But I would say more than likely it would hold its own, if not increase a bit. I agree with you. £7,000 is a lot of money. Personally, I would say Rolex Steel Sports. Why don't you consider some other models? As I mentioned, the Air King, the larger Air King, the 40 mil, the Explorer 1, and the Milgauss. There's a couple of beautiful models, Steel Sports, which would really be great retainers of value. And I can't see you really losing out. I can't see you losing out. Secondly, do you think pre-owned prices for this model will drop? I'm more than happy to wait. To be honest with you there, I don't have a crystal ball, but it seems unlikely prices will drop. Now that doesn't mean I don't know the future. I have you know, we can only work on the facts that we've got at hand. I would tend to say the 16610, you're talking about the last of the last model there. I would say it's unlikely it would drop. Okay, very unlikely that it will drop. I've got a two-tone version, and it's, to be honest with you, it's kind of held its own. I've got the two-tone, the 16613 V series, exactly what you're after, except it's in the steel and gold, the bluesy. I wanted one of those. I wanted one of those since '09. Before I got my Calatrava, I was actually thinking about getting a bluesy. I wanted one of those since '09. I thought they were fucking amazing watches. Since I got mine last year. Prices, I paid high. I paid for my two-tone. To give you a bit of a price, let's work this out just so that we can so I bought mine in Australian dollars there. Okay, so my currency is different. So let's put that into Great British pounds. I paid for mine. Mine cost me, I think I paid 12. Okay, I needed some links, but I paid 12.5 for the basic watch, which 12.5 Aussie is, I paid 88 US, 88 US, 88 US, which if I put that into Great British pounds, what is that? That is just under 6,800 British pounds. They've kind of stayed there. They haven't really gone up much. You're saying it's 7,000 for the steels. Funny thing is, they tend to sometimes be more valuable than the two-tone. Case in point is my Daytona. The steel is much more valuable, but in the Submariner's case, the two-tone bluesy is actually quite wanted. It's not quite as obvious as the Daytona. Okay, so I don't think weighting's go. I think they'll become more expensive. Thirdly, how much should I be paying for a two? Now, I think you're really getting too fine. You should be saying, I want a 16610, box papers, and see what is out there. If you say it must be a 2009, it must be this, fuck, you're really limiting the search. They're not that fucking plentiful, you know. I think that's a bit amateur hour, and to be honest with you, it's not how I would do it. I would broaden the search to say, I want a Rolex Steel Sports. I'd start looking at dealers in England. I'd start looking at dealers and seeing box papers. Is it important? Well, I think the price is number one. Okay, well, the condition of the piece itself, the condition, the price, box and papers. I've got some pieces with papers, I've got some pieces without papers. I prefer papers, but I generally would, like my Milgauss didn't come with papers, my Explorer 1's got papers. I generally think you're probably looking about 500 US to $1,000 difference. With the Daytonas, they can be a bit more because it's a higher priced model. I don't think it's the end of the world if it doesn't have papers. Papers is good, but it's, you know, if you're buying it from a reputable dealer, it'll be real. It'll be a real watch. The boxes, you can actually track down the boxes for a couple hundred US dollars. The box isn't really a bigger issue. So I would say, instead of trying to haggle for a 2009 16610, I would be saying, I'd broaden my range a bit and saying, well, I would like a Rolex Steel Sports, and seeing what's out there with dealers. And I mean, if you don't like the watch, fair enough. Wait out for a sub. But I think you've got to broaden yourself. You sound like you're a bit money's tight. You don't seem, how do I put it politely? You don't seem that you're really that wealthy. So instead of being a smart-ass prick and saying I must be a 16610 2009 box papers, why don't you broaden your range to say I want a Rolex Steel Sports, approximately this, and see, open your net a bit, because I think you're possibly going about it the wrong way. That's what I do. But a 16610, they are plentiful. They're a great watch. They're a beautiful watch. I love I've got my bluesy 60. I got a 16613. I think you've got to be a bit more open, and receptive. Don't just be, it must be this model or nothing. Well, it's the miserable fucking Englishman who just fucking holds out. They just can't. You got to be a bit more open. See the deal. See which one sings to you. It may be a Milgauss. It may be a sub no date. You know, the 14060. It could be one of those. I think if you're very rigid, you kind of miss the point. You know, it's when I was looking for, I sold my gold sub. I had a big chunk of money. I had a few watches I wanted to get. So I basically had 20,000 Aussie dollars, and I had a few choices. And I said to the dealer, I said, I would consider. So I just sold my solid gold sports Rolex. I said, well, I don't mind a two-tone Submariner. I don't mind an entry-level Patek. And the dealer said to me, hey, I got a world time. I said, oh, too expensive. He said, oh, well, actually, I can do a deal on this one for you. And that's how you look at it. If you just say, I've got to be this and that's it, so rigid, I think you miss out. And I think for you, as long as you buy Rolex Steel Sports, you're basically okay. The white dial ones may be a little bit cheaper, mind you. In the Explorer 2, people are saying that the white one is going to become the collectible one. It's hard to tell. The Milgauss white dial is a smidgen softer than the black or the GVs. But I think that's a great watch. If you hate white, well, don't do it. But if you don't mind white, that could be a good way to go. I would broaden the scope a bit. I think by narrowing it in so much, you're just being a bit of an idiot. But yeah, I think that's a good way to go. Get a good Rolex Steel Sports. Get that, and I think you'll basically be happy. Yeah, that's what I think is the way to buy your first Rolex there. So I hope that helps. That gives you a bit of advice there. Have a look on Chrono24. Have a look, then you'll get dealer names and you can go to their websites and have a look around. I would also say, you know, a big dealer in America is David SW. I've never dealt with him, but I hear good things. There's a lot of good dealers around. There's a lot of dealers. It's fun to pick the right one. Don't rush. But if you fuck around too much, you're gonna miss out. Of course, you're gonna fucking miss out. That's the way it is. So you're getting on a bit. 34, starting to get a bit old. Get the fucking watch and see how it changes your life. You'll find things will improve. You'll find you get promotions at work. You'll find your wife or girlfriend wants to fuck you a lot more. You will find women in the street will start, you know, following you and asking you for your phone number. A lot will change. You buy a Rolex Steel Sports, your life will be on a trajectory up. It's a winner's watch. It really is a winner's watch. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I'm Paul Pluta. This has been a paid review. Well, actually, he asked me a question, and I thought it was such a good question, I'd turn it into a vid. So that's basically what I've done. So, guys, like, subscribe, tell your fuckwit friends, and don't be afraid of putting some nasty comments below. We all love the nasties. Tell me, guys, I'm Paul Pluta, what you fuckers think of that. Hey guys, it's Paul Pluta. Paul Pluta, the method actor who plays ArchieLuxury. Hey guys, one of the ways that I raise funds... Oh, quick wristwatch check. Wristwatch checks I invented. I'm wearing a Milgauss. Guys, one of the ways that I stay full-time on YouTube is by doing paid reviews. Paid reviews. Basically, guys, what happens is you simply PayPal me $50 send me a description of your collection. Also send me a low res 1024 by 768, no larger than that because it clogs my mailbox. Send me some low res photos and I'll do a collection review. I'll also suggest which pieces you should get rid of, which pieces you should add, and I'll tell you what I think of your collection. So guys, check out the Paul Pluta channel. It's $50 for a paid review. Now guys, if you are struggling, if you are fuck this, fuck die, and money is really tight, I'll do it cheaper. $30 if you're impoverished, if you're a teacher, if you are struggling to survive, a student, if you're unemployed, if you're just going through a big divorce and it's gone messy. You do anything, I'll do it cheap. I'll discount the rate, but you better have a good fucking reason, because if I find you trying to stiff me, I'll be really fucking angry, and I'll give you a really angry. Well, actually, that could encourage people to do that. Yes, I gotta tell you guys. The other thing I'm doing is, guys, I got in character paid reviews. $100. $100 if you want Satan DeVille to review your collection. $100 if you want Captain Shitter to review your collection. We've also got other characters, Daryl the plumber, and we've also got Trev the ANZ bank guy. So guys, if you want an in character paid review, 100 smackaroonies. Obviously, guys, also extra donations and extras and premium reviews are $200. Premium, you've got the word premium in the review. Now, guys, when I do the review, you must tell me whether it's okay or not. If you want your name in the title, tell me. If you want your name, ArchieLuxury or Archibald Chesterfield in the title, tell me you want it in the title and I'll put it in the title, because sometimes often people, they want their friends and other people to see that they've actually had the prestige of a paid review on the Paul Pluta channel. Guys, this video is on the ArchieLuxury channel. It's also on the Paul Pluta channel. Make sure, if you all haven't seen my Paul Pluta channel, jump across. I got a couple channels. Look at the side. I got ArchieLuxury live streaming. That's where all my live streaming videos are. It's my weekly Friday night and Saturday night. I do live streaming. It's American times because that's the biggest market, fuckers. I've also got Paul Pluta channel paid reviews and general watch content. I got ArchieLuxury corporate. It's my more professional, well, actually they're not that professional, it's my more focused wristwatch content videos, so that's a good thing to watch. The other thing I do is too, fuckaroonies, the other thing I do too is I've also got, so we've got Paul Pluta channel, we've got ArchieLuxury channel, ArchieLuxury's general debauchery, Paul Pluta is paid watch reviews and watch content. ArchieLuxury corporate is more professional videos. We've got ArchieLuxury live streaming, and we've got the QR rail fail, because those sons of bitches, they deserve a good kick up the fucking ass. I ain't going away. I got a channel just to get those cunts some payback. Those sons of bitches wanted to jail me. Well, I ain't fucking disappearing. So guys, that's the way it is. It's all happening. ArchieLuxury, Paul Pluta, ArchieLuxury corporate, sign up to all of them. Please do that and get a paid review done. And you just enjoy it. It'll be fantastic and your life will be so cool. Paul Pluta signing out, fuckers.